Louisiana beer reviews. St. Arnold Brewing of Texas, Houston, Texas. This is their Bishop's Barrel number 5. St. Arnold puts these out occasionally. They're very strong, wee heavy, Scotch ale type things. They say on their website that it's 12% alcohol and it has 19 international bitterness units. It was brewed on December 12, 2012, and it was bottled after aging on October 25th of this year, 2013. And they age it in Old Forester bourbon barrels. It gets an outstanding score on Beer Advocate, but we're only looking at 41 ratings. A 91 out of 100 on Rate Beer, 79 out of 100 for the style, but with only 13 ratings. So we're looking at 54 ratings. So this is not a beer that's been widely looked at. And I don't know if there are any video reviews. I didn't have time to check. This may be the first video review for this beer in the world, but I'm not sure about that. Twist cap, that's convenient. It made a lot of smoke, and you could hear that charge, couldn't you? Wow, look at the smoke. All right. Now, I did a very strong beer yesterday, 12.5% alcohol, the North Coast Brewing's Grand Cru with that agave nectar, and that was just atrocious. What did I say? It was monstrously bad. It was bad. I mean, that thing like hit all the wrong notes and was not good, and it was $12.99, and that was a ripoff, and I hated it. And I recorded the video, and I was flipping out doing the video, going crazy, screaming, not necessarily screaming and hollering, I wasn't, but I was being very strong in my denunciation of the beer, and I felt embarrassed after that 14-minute video, and I woke up this morning, so I can't post that thing. I was just going too berserk over it, but I did write some written reviews, and they're on Rate Beer and Beer Advocate. Okay, this thing, like that other one, has a thin. That was an off-white head. This is a beige head, and the appearance is brown, just like a standard brown, with little beige chunks floating about, all about, suspended, and you can't see through it at all. It's opaque, but there are some certainly many tight little tiny bubble streams. Okay, and then underneath the cap it says the end is beer. They like to put little cute sayings, the end is beer. All right, well, the aroma, now it's kind of like that Grand Cru, but it's not, it's like it, but it's good. The Grand Cru was like this, but bad. The Grand Cru was like shaved coconut. Now this is similar in the sense that it's so rich and bold, but it's not as super intense. And this thing here is, you're getting the bourbon barrels. There's no doubt about that. That is coming through, but it's pleasant. And maybe you're getting a little coconut or vanilla or something like that, but it's more mellow. And I think that agave nectar was what was throwing that Grand Cru off. They probably shouldn't have added that. If they wouldn't have added that agave nectar, it might have been all right. But it's an intense, rich, very sweet, think of an almond joy type thing. But not so much the chocolate, the coconut. Okay, the flavor, it's got the, well, maybe you don't know, it's got the rich barley malt. Really strong, dark roasted barley malt. You can see how brown it is. And then you got that background, or really not the background, it's sort of like alongside it in the foreground of the bourbon barrel. And vanilla and coconut, so to speak. And some little syrupiness and some bread crust, really dark, like brown bread crust. The mouthfeel is, I would say between medium and heavy, but more toward medium. It's not totally thick or any, or too full. It's not cloying like that other one was so cloying. And there's some decent lacing on this, not heavy, but decent lacing. And that other one just really had no lacing whatsoever. The finish is mostly dry. It is sort of mellow, and it is enjoyable. And it's much more drinkable than the other one. The other one I had to sip over a period of about 2 hours to get it down. And I rated that very low, D-. Although as it warmed, it did get some more caramel aspects, and I jumped it up to more like a C-. But this is much, much better, and this is really enjoyable. I'm glad they didn't add any sort of fruit or cactus juice or any odd thing like that. This is really delicious. I mean, and it's deceptive because you wouldn't think it was 12%. You could drink about a little more, maybe this much more, and it's going to really hit you in your head, and you're going to start slurring and whatnot. I'm going to sip on it, but only because I don't want to have too much alcohol infusion right now. But this is fabulous. I mean, it's really fabulous. So it's so nice to go from the depths of despair yesterday with that to this, which is really wonderful. Chad's beer review said, well, if you hate, what do you say? If you hate craft beers so much, why do you review them? Well, I don't hate craft beers. And if you, like I told him, I said, if you look at all my craft beer reviews from just 2013, you're going to notice that the vast majority are quite positive. But on the other hand, I'm not just going to brag on something because it's a craft beer. Some of that stuff is a dog. You will get some dogs out there. Not too many, thankfully. Yeah, this is a solid A, most excellent. You could maybe make the argument A+. I'm going to stay at A, though. But I think as it warms and as it aged, it would probably go much higher. So, Laissez les bon temps rouler. This is an extraordinary beer. Most excellent. And I want to thank Paul Peters, because he gave this to me. So I have to hook him up with some beers coming up. So thank you very much, Mike. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to New Orleans.